Infiniti and Nissan models have got this comfort feature, pretty much standard by now, but you have two key fobs and you have two different driver settings, for example. So I've got, this is driver 1, keep that in mind, and this is driver 2. This is my key setup. And what happens is that you can program your vehicle to do different things depending on which key is sensed whenever you come closer. So the last driver that was in here was driver 2, and this is driver 1. So watch what happens to some of the settings. So unlock it. See the mirror, see the seat getting a little closer. So that is an example of the different settings that people could have. So let's go ahead and get inside. Starting with driver 1, of course. And it's kind of tight, but I'm gonna have to make a sacrifice to make a point here. Let's shift focus to this. It should say that the key has been connected. There you go, connection with the key has been done. You see that? And from what you can see here, we've got the time right now is 8:12 p.m. It's in the 24-hour clock system. And let me look at anything else that we have. Let's go to the radio. That might be one of those things that, so right now you can see it's an FM1 playing 99.5. And let me take a picture of this screen right here, because I believe the list of records are way different here. And go to FM2. Sucks that it has to take the list down first, collapse the list, then that's what it looks like. I'm not sure. I don't think we play with any settings over here. Then AM. I'm taking a picture. I don't think we really play with this one either. And back to FM1. So that's one of the settings that are usually different whenever you look at the you know, driver 1, for example. Let me go to something else and go to settings. Audio, for example, might be a little different as well. Bass, not all the way to the end. Seems like I'm the one that set this. Bow center point, treble all the way maxed out, balance in the middle, center point on, surround effect maxed out, speed sensitive volume in the middle. That's interesting, because typically I go all the way out. So go ahead and yeah, I don't really play with these other settings here. Let's go ahead and do this, and I'm going to go to, I don't think my driver assistance is really any different. Everything is maxed out here. All the warnings are on. Yeah, so no change there. Then others, what I'm going for here is comfort might be light off delay. I have that as 0. Driver 1 has that at 0. That's interesting. Okay, well, maybe that doesn't change. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and, I know I have it at 0 for driver 2. I know that for sure. So let me set this for 30 seconds. And that will be one way to know if the light of delay stays with the car or with the driver. Okay, let that be. Go to clock. As you can see, I've got the on-screen clock is on over here. Clock format is 24-hour, hence you see that. Daylight savings time is on. If you turn it off, I've shown this in different videos, it takes you back to whatever the correct time is without the springing forward. Time zone and all that. So that's pretty much, nope, that's not it. There's something else. Let's go to status. And I realize over here, so the temperature setting is at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and driver 1 likes it a little warmer. And it is in auto mode with the rear turned on and nothing else running. Okay, so that is an example of what driver number 1 has their vehicle showing. So let me go ahead and turn this off, and I'm going to go to the other get the other key. So lock. I'm going to get key for driver number 2, and then let's start looking at the differences. Now, if we can, I will try to play the 2 videos, like one, inset and the other one, so you can see what the differences are while I was doing the same things. But one of the first things you'll notice, let's go ahead and just unlock it. Look at the side mirrors, look at the seat. Steering wheel might move too, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's go for that. I suppose we leave the steering wheel in the same spot, but the seat is moving backwards, right? The other side mirror is moving as well, but making the best of my situation right now. Way more comfortable in here. So let's go ahead and start it. Okay, so one thing you'll notice right off the bat, the time is there, but connection to the key has been done. So the time is pretty much the same, but that's in the 12-hour clock format. The radio station playing is different. Let's go ahead and check that. List. Yeah, let me take a picture of this. I feel like this list is different than the one going on in for driver number 1. Let's check FM number 2. List. I'm not sure, but we'll look at it as well. AM, we rarely mess with that, so it probably looks exactly the same, maybe, as a default, but again, we'll check. And then we are back in FM 1. So then let's go to, was I doing info? No, info doesn't really have anything setting. Audio. Yeah, looks like I set both, unless it just keeps the same. I'm not sure. Let's go down. Surround effect maxed out. Yes, of course. The speed sensitive volume. Do you see that? It's all the way at the end. Driver 1 has it somewhere in the middle. So I don't know if I was just playing with settings or just never got to it. Sometimes it's a little funky depending on who starts the vehicle. You can come here and it can move I can push this, so you can move your seat. My seat's moving, can you see? Let's hit number 2. But you want to make sure that by the time you get out of the car that the vehicle is connected, or you turn it off with the memory position being for the key that you came in with. Does that make sense? But we'll get to that. So we've seen audio. Let's go to driver assistance. I'm just curious if that's going to be any different here. Maxed out. Okay. Let's look at others. Comfort, not much change. We'll look at comfort on the other one. Light of delay, 30 seconds. So yeah, I know that mine had been set to 0 initially, and when it changed it for driver 1, it seems like it moved it to 30. So I'd say a lot of the comfort settings maybe stay with the vehicle. I'm not sure. I don't want to mess with the other things. Let's just make that assumption. If you learn any different, please share with us and let us know. Then that's it. Clock, you've already seen that difference over there, and you can see that mine is set to the 24-hour format is off. And thing is, I actually like the 24-hour format, aka military time. It's just that we figured that this would be an easy way for us to know whose key was actually taking precedence in the vehicle. So a lot of the other things are going to be pretty much the same. And here's a big one. When you look down here, let's go to status, you'll realize that my setting for temperature is 72. Driver 1 had it at 75, right? So big difference there. And 72 is kind of cold. I'm a 73 kind of person. So there you go. And then down here, I have it on auto. Always. My rear button is off, but my recirculation button, I have it on auto recirculate. right? So yeah, it's interesting what stays with the vehicle, what with the key fob, and what moves what moves with the key fob, and which settings stay with the vehicle. But I hope showing that kind of makes sense, because sometimes you get into the car and we say, hey, what's wrong? The radio stations are not what I put on, and you try to make all these different things. And one thing we try to do, and which might make sense for us to do, we're going to do maybe the FM stations. Go ahead and say driver one, make sure that all the FM stations, both in with the key fob set for driver one and driver two, that FM one always has whatever you prefer. And then when you jump to FM two, that list is going to be the same for either driver one or driver two. And how do you connect the setting? This is how you do it. So make a change, for example, here. So I'm going to adjust my side mirror just a little bit, right? And then what you do is come here and hit set. Then both of them light up because you have memory in both of them. So this is what you do. Set to, and then quickly lock or unlock. Did you hear the beep? So that means that we should be linked now at this point. But yeah, I hope this makes sense. I hope everything, I hope the video, although kind of long, does help in one way or another. Okay? All right, all the best. Let's go ahead and get out of here.